Hi, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm doing two projects today with Etching Cream by A Maker's Studio and Stencils also by A Maker's Studio. I picked up these pieces from Dollar Tree, super cheap. The Etching Cream and the brush and the stencils are all by A Maker's Studio, as I said. The Etching Cream has no odor, no fumes. You don't have to wear a respirator. You don't have to be working with open windows or whatever. It's really, and you get it on your hands. You just wash it off and makes your hands dry. I'm going to prep the glass surface with some rubbing alcohol on a cotton ball just to make sure that no oils from my fingers are on the surface. I rolled up some shop towels to kind of prop the bottle up as best I could, just so it doesn't roll around. Makes it easier for placing the stencil on where I want it. At first I was going to use the two stencils that I showed you, the little ones, but I decided just to go with the herbs stencil. I think this bottle would be fun to keep a flavored vinegar, or if you mix up your own vinaigrette or something like that, it'd be fun to have it in. If you're having people over for a meal, to serve it out of that. It could always be a little bud vase for some wildflowers or something. That would be really pretty. So this is difficult. The bottle is not fully cylindrical, so the top of the stencil is a little tricky to get on. You just want to make sure there's no bubbles or wrinkles in the transparent portion of the stencil. And so I'm using that brush. It's a really soft, supple brush, and the cream you want to put on really thick. At first, you just want to fully cover the transparent portion of the stencil. And keep in mind that you want to try to keep any of the cream away from the glass surface that's not covered by the stencil. Do what I do not do. Do as I say, not as I do. I did make a goof on this glass piece as well as the vase. This was my first time ever using the etching cream, and of course, I'm new, and so I am going to make a mistake. That's okay. I'll do more projects in the future, but I actually was really happy with the finished products. I will definitely be doing this again. You're using a lot of the cream. You just want to make it as thick as possible on the mesh portion of this adhesive stencil. More is better. And you do, when you're done, before you take the stencil off, you will be putting the additional cream, scooping it with your brush back into the little bottle. But anyways, once you fully cover the stencil portion, the image, then you go back with your brush and kind of rub it in even more, just to make sure that I think it's silk, the mesh itself, just to make sure that the cream gets all the way through to have a full contact with the glass. And as you can see, I found a little blob that I accidentally got on the bottle, and that's okay. I am learning. And guess what? $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. I am not having a broken bank over these projects. But I am going to be on the lookout for more of these bottles because I like that. I only saw one when I was at the Dollar Tree by my house, so I'm going to have to go back, and when I'm out and about, if I see another Dollar Tree, I'm going to stop by and see if I see any more. I'll grab a bunch because I am going to do a winter craft fair in early December, and I want to make sure that I have a lot of various projects for sale besides my usual stuff. So you could see with the cream still on there that that the pattern's really pretty. So again, you know, this isn't going to hurt your hands. I mean, you don't want to keep it on because it does dry your skin out, but just with your fingers, just rub the cream off of your stencil, set it aside to dry, and then take out a rag, a sponge, or a paper towel like I did. I just used a paper towel, got it wet, and just rubbed the cream off. It comes off really easily, and then just dry the surface. And it's really difficult to see, but you can feel it with your fingers that the etch is actual into the glass. I tried to use colored water to see if you could see the pattern better. That didn't work. That was a big fail. Oh well. It was still fun prepping to see if that would work, and it doesn't. Oh well, that's okay. But the etch is there. The etch is pretty. The etch looks like the, you can see a little bit there. The etch does look like that stencil with the designs around the word herbs. I'm going to save that liquid because, of course, I'm going to try, you know, futilely here to do that with the vase. See if you can see the design. I don't know how else you can see it, viewers, because it's just really difficult with the lighting. But trust me, the etching is there, and you see it when you're in person. So here I was going to use the other stencil on the back of the bottle. I decided not to, because that had something to do with flowers in the little advertisement or whatever you want to call that. So I decided not to, and I'm going to put that on the vase instead. So here we go with the vase, and the backing again. These when you're done with the stencil and it's clean and dry, you could place it on that backing and put it away. Store it that way. That way, whenever you use it, it just comes right off the carrier page, and you don't have to worry about a stencil being damaged because you can use these over and over again. I don't even know how many times. You could probably have the same stencil and use it often for years. The adhesive part on the back really does stay adhesive. I don't know how they do it, but they do. So again, I am loading up my brush and putting as much of the cream as thickly as possible. And I know this is about as exciting as watching paint dry. I am sorry. But I did want you to see the whole process. I was going to speed up the video, but decided against that, just so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, I think the video, I think I did speed it up a little bit here. But anyways, go ahead. First is scooping up the as much as possible on the transparent portion of the stencil. Then once that is done, then you just take your brush and agitate it in like little circles around and around on the stencil portion, the transparent portion. That just makes sure that you have full contact of cream against the glass surface underneath the transparent portion of the stencil. And really, you only need to keep it going, keep it on there for about 5 minutes or so. It does not take a long time for the etching to start working. It works really quickly. Here I'm just going back over another time just to make sure that I've pressed the cream through the fibers of the transparent mesh stencil portion. I appreciate you watching today. Again, if you have not liked and followed, please do so. I am trying to grow my brand, grow my viewing audience, and as of today, which is August 22nd, 2023, I have 21 followers on my Facebook page, and I don't have any followers yet on my YouTube channel. I am going to be posting the video in both places, as well as I think Instagram. I'm still learning all this social media stuff, actually. If you have any tips on that, you can feel free to message me. All right, so I removed as much of the cream as I could back into the bottle, and you can see the image. Just rinsing that off really quickly. Setting the stencil aside to dry, and then using another paper towel to scrub off the cream off of that. Grab a couple towels, get that dry as quickly as possible so we could see the finished etch. See, here we go, trying to see if that will work. Adding more water. Try to see if you can see it. You really can't. Oh well, a little bit, but you just can't see the pattern. It's a really pretty pattern. So that's why I love a Maker Studio so much, because my favorite crafting is French provincial, French farmhouse, shabby chic, and they have a lot of that. So I just did a second video. I had done the etching on that side, and now I am going to use the floral stencil without the wording, but the floral stencil is called Bloom Where You Are Planted, and that is what the cursive writing is on the side, Bloom Where You Are Planted. I am going to use masking tape, or excuse me, painter's tape, once I place it on the vase to cover the words. I just wanted the floral part because, you know what, this is a flower vase. I expect that it will be used as a flower vase, so I thought, why not have flowers on it? So I'm just going to be careful, use the cotton ball one more time, make sure I don't have any of my greasy fingerprints on the unetched glass where the stencil's going to lay. And right now what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to lay it down so that the middle of the stencil is fully down, so that I can kind of center the floral bit. And excuse me while I fumble trying to get that off of the carrier sheet. And as you'll see at first, it was sticking left and right. And I thought that was a pain in the tush, so I'm going to use the carrier sheet. As you can see, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to place it with just a little bit of the sticky side of the stencil showing, and trying to get the edge of the image that will be stenciled as high up to the lip as possible. And so then I place it down, pressing to stick, and now just fully placing it down. And here again, lift and replace until all the bubbles, all the wrinkles are removed from the stencil. And just, using your fingers and rubbing firmly in place will assure that there will be no bubbles or wrinkles that will mar the finished product or finished project. The stencils can be used and reused using Etching Cream, using their ink. I forgot what it's called. It's a gel ink. And also their really thick paint paste comes in a jar. You can use either of those products on the stencils, and you just wash and reuse. I don't have to only use etching cream on the stencil from now on. It can be used with any of the products I mentioned. So here you can see that I am covering the wording with the painter's tape, and the painter's tape will not damage the stencil. The stencil is really hardy. I'm going to tear off a little piece because there's some looping part of the word that I want to just make sure gets covered, because I don't want to use that on my project. The wording itself is longer than the length of my vase, so that's why I chose not to use it. And that's okay. So you can see the stencil is a little bit above the lip at the top and a little bit below. And I'm just going to use the cream where the glass is, of course. So here I go. This is the fun, exciting thing, just like watching paint dry. Sorry, folks. It was good just to do this, get it loading up the brushes as thickly as possible, gooping it on all of the transparent portion of the stencil again. This starts the etching process. Once I have fully covered the transparent image, I will go back and use the brush and agitate the cream, pushing it in as well as I can so that there's full contact of cream and glass surface. So today's project was with the glass flower vase and the, let's call it salad dressing bottle. Other things that you can use with the etching cream, I am going to thrift a mirror, and I will thrift some picture frames, because the etch is so kind of barely there, but it will be really pretty used as a design around the edges of a mirror, to not take away from the effect of using it as a mirror. And on the picture frame, the glass itself, the projects I do when I upcycle a frame, I'll usually do something like decoupage in image inside the frame, underneath the glass. Sometimes I will add, use artistic transfers from IOD. Earlier I said Iron Orchid Designs. They are an amazing company. Two sisters founded that company and sell these wonderful products. Anyways, something with the image behind, and then having an etched image on top of that, I think would be a really pretty combination. Let me know what you think about using this etching cream on other projects. If you had this etching cream, what would you do? Well, here you see I'm just still adding on as much as I can. It's thick, thick, thick. We just have to get that on there all the way, all of the image itself. And from start to finish, really, it doesn't take much more than 5 minutes. I mean, it takes quite a while for me to add the paste onto the entire image because this is a larger stencil. But once I get it loaded, it's really quick work to push the cream back in with the brush, in that kind of like a swirly motion that you see me doing. I kind of start that the pushing and the swirling from where I started the project, so that the whole entire project gets about 5 minutes of cream against glass. Here I go, and I think I probably swirl it around the project twice in all over. I don't know, this was my first time doing it. I wanted to make sure there was full contact, and there was, because the entire image came out onto the glass surface of both of the pieces that I etched today. Now, there are some videos I saw using a product. You can get it anywhere. You can get it online. I got mine at Joann's or Michael's, called Rub and Buff. Rub and Buff comes in various metallic shades. It might come in other shades, not metallic, but I've only ever seen the gold and silver. I have seen where people have added that directly to the etched surface and then rubbed it off with a cloth. What happens is that the Rub and Buff stays adhered to the etched surface, but easily wipes away from the non-etched surface. That would be kind of a nice touch for something that you're not going to put your mouth on, just because it's probably is toxic, the Rub and Buffs, the chemicals and stuff. So you wouldn't want to put it on near the lip of, let's say, a wine glass or champagne flute or something, if you are deciding to make a gift for a couple or using at a wedding. But having the etched image on your glass surface to be a color, then of course, it would show up a lot easier, a lot more. That might be pretty to add to, let's say, the vase. If I had gold or silver, I have gold. I've thought about trying this out. Both of these projects that I did today turned out with some bits of goof ups on my part with cream. Like I said, cream that went where it wasn't supposed to go. So I may, since I already have the Rub and Buff, I may try that on these projects, since I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm definitely not going to sell these at the craft fair. But as you will see when I pull the stencil off, and this is difficult because it's big, with the cream layer still on there, you will see the image better before I wipe or wash off the cream off. But again, this etching cream is marvelous. I mean, anybody can use it, seriously. I wouldn't say small children, but any crafter could absolutely use this. I am a beginner at using etching cream, and it was easy breezy. I just, made some mistakes with the brush and got cream where it shouldn't go, but that's all right. I'm learning, and I'm not mad at that. Everybody's starts somewhere, right? So I just rinsed that off. Let me get that dried off real quick. That label on the bottom is bugging me. I've got to get it off, but I tried getting it off. I'm going to have to use Goo Gone because it's just really stuck on well. Oh, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it through the camera very well, but the image is there. The image is pretty. I tried to show you how it would look. That wouldn't work because white etching with a white background doesn't work, but anyways, I guess you can kind of see the etching, and it turned out really nice. I may just keep this for my... I don't mind that there's a little bit of cream that blotches here and there outside of the area of the stencil. It's small enough. Peace. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.